G'day there guys, is Backstreet back and is it alright? This is Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/AmiTheA. Now if you love today's content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn on the barbie, tell me what you think about this down in the comments, and enjoy the episode. Posted by user Fall Warfare. Titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my wife I won't give her an allowance every month? Me, male 23, and my wife, female 22, got married 2 months ago. She moved 100 miles from her family and friends to live with me in my city. We live in a 3-bedroom new-build home with a nice spacious garden. My wife currently has no job since she left hers to live with me. She's been having a very hard time finding a job since this pandemic has hit our economy hard. I work full-time and earn £3,000 a month. I also rent out a property of my father's, which covers our rent for our new home. I pay for the groceries and anything that the house needs. She covers the car insurance, Wi-Fi, and her own bills with her savings. I must say, my wife is a very good stay-at-home wife. Like, she cooks very nice meals and bakes these amazing cakes for me every few days. She also cooks me pancakes in the mornings, as hers are honestly the best I've ever had. And she also makes sure that my lunch is packed and dinner's on the table when I get home. Also, the house is spotless. Last night, she expressed to me how she was running low on her savings. I cover literally everything, so I'm not too sure on what she spends her money on. Anyways, she told me she would like £100 a month so she can use it for her creams that she applies at night, and just so that she can get her nails done and use it to feel nice. I told her I won't be giving her any allowance, and if she needs anything like her nails done or her creams, just to ask me instead and I'll transfer her the amount. She got into a mood because I said no, but I reminded her how I'm the one who's covering everything anyways, and how I don't even want her to work because she doesn't need to. Am I the a-hole for refusing her request because she did get into a mood the entire evening and she just acted off? Why are you getting up your wife for acting off and getting into a mood? It's a lockdown that we're still in. We're still in a pandemic, buddy. She probably feels trapped at home and doesn't have savings anymore. Yes, you may be providing her all these things. Yes, she can ask you for it every time she goes and does it. But that just seems like you're holding money over her head, and how much of a drag it would be every time you go out to be like, hey, can you transfer this? Sorry, I'm busy. Hey, can you transfer this? Do you really need that? I don't think you need that. I'm not going to give you the money. You're an a-hole for using this money as power and leverage over your wife, who is doing so much for you as a stay-at-home wife. She covers the car insurance, Wi-Fi, and her own bills with her savings, yet you say you pay for everything? Your story really isn't adding up here, OP. I don't believe you with what you're saying. You're the a-hole. You want her to ask for literally everything she wants? Are you always this controlling? I cover literally everything, so I'm not too sure on what she spends her money on. Obviously you don't, because she has to ask you for money. Hopefully she'll get a job soon, and you can start doing 50% of the cooking and cleaning. That'll happen, right? Yep, this is very much textbook financial abuse. Opie is treating her like she's a child. You're the a-hole. Yeah, what the hell? She cooks, cleans, and the house is spotless. She should be getting a lot more than $100. OP, I'm asking you to pull your emotions from the situation and put yourself in her shoes. You love someone. They ask you to leave everything you know and have spent years building. Job opportunities, support network, friendships, family, etc. in the middle of a pandemic to follow them and all the things they have built so that you can share it together. You arrive and keep yourself busy until you can find a job because pandemic? You cook and clean and make life so wonderful for your significant other, and you really do your best. You also use your savings to contribute to the life your significant other has built, until one day you realize it's taking longer to find a job than you thought, and you're running low on funds. You're a responsible adult and communicate with your partner that you need some things for regular self-care, and humble yourself to asking for $100 per month to spend because you're not able to afford it. Your partner says no, and that if you want something, you can just ask them and they can send you money. Except, they're not always available and you're an adult. But You left everything behind and have continued to invest in a life another person built and said they would share with you. Should you have to ask for permission? You've been responsible and caring, you've sacrificed everything, and now do not even have the ability to spend money on necessary things? How little control or freedom do you feel? She had a job, and left it, and all the plans and opportunities she had in the middle of a pandemic to follow you. She gave up her family, friends, emotional support network, job opportunities, and lifestyle to follow you. And it sounds like she's done it all with grace and kindness. She continues to benefit your life and make your life easier while still trying to search for a job and contribute to a household and lifestyle you chose and she followed. And now when she's asking for financial assistance, the sacrifices she made means nothing, and you are taking her sacrifices and rubbing them in her face by not giving her an ounce of freedom or trust when she has no current source of income. That she would have, but she gave up to follow you. You're the a-hole. She's given up everything to follow you, and now you want to control and limit the amount of help you give. That's some controlling ass crap right there. Help her. Support her, and allow her the freedom she needs to be able to live without feeling like her dad is checking over her shoulder or requiring her to defend her purchases. If she's proven herself to be dependable and trustworthy, I cannot see the problem with giving her $100 to do some self-care since she seems to support you so well. She seems worth way more than that to me. Posted by user NoQuote942. Titled, Am I the a-hole for not allowing my husband to be the entire neighborhood's husband? I have a weird situation. It's become very clear that my husband is the only man on our street. The rest of the houses are entirely women. There's a few single mother houses, 2 houses of all female roommates, 1 single woman, and even a lesbian couple. I normally wouldn't care or even take note of this, but since March, it's like we're getting constant calls and texts. The number we gave when we moved in 2 years ago, just renewed last January, was my number. I am flooded with requests for basic handyman stuff like changing light bulbs, car problems, and dealing with toilets. He's helped people around the neighborhood before because he's a nice guy, and we're from a culture that assumes that men need to help out women if they can, even if they are not related. But with me being furloughed, he's the only one working and is less interested in extra stuff. But the tasks do only take around 5 to 20 minutes on average, which I know because my husband makes me go with him because they make him uncomfortable. Even more gross than that is that these women are obsessed with him on a personal level. They openly flirt with him and literally offer themselves up if he's ever tired of me, or wants something different. I have even gotten pictures of boobs from neighbors. While I love my husband and am attracted to him, he's not like a male model or anything, so I really don't understand why these women are fawning over him like this. One of the single mums even asked him to come over and discipline one of her children, which is an absolute no. He's not comfortable with any of this, and has asked me to intervene. I've tried talking to these women more casually to no avail. I set up a Zoom for just us ladies to try to get us on the same page. They told me that since it's now impossible for any of them to find anyone anymore, 2020, I needed to share my husband and be less selfish in regards to household maintenance requests. It's not even safe to call for maintenance, and I shouldn't ask them when there's a safe alternative where they don't have to risk exposure. They also said that it was just harmless flirting because they're all frustrated and can't date, and that I wouldn't even be threatened by it if I was giving him kids. I have talked to my own family about this, and while they say that the women should be less forward, I should be more understanding about how hard it is for a woman to be alone because my mother was alone. Am I the a-hole for not just dealing with it? I feel like they should know how to do all these tasks by themselves, and it should be obvious that they're just doing this so that they can win your husband over. Very smart move that you go there with him every time. I feel like as soon as you got boobs in your messages, that should have been the point where you're like, okay, we're not talking to you guys anymore. We're not interacting. It's clear what's going on here. I can just imagine a role reversal world where it's men asking a woman to come help them out, and they're just getting penises in the messages. I'm sure the husband wouldn't be too happy about that. You're not the a-hole for not allowing your husband to go over anymore. I honestly don't blame you. I don't even know if they think you're an a-hole. They're just pushing their luck. It's kind of disgusting behavior from all of them. Not the a-hole. These grown women should learn how to complete basic home maintenance themselves. Start sending them YouTube videos instead of your husband. Seriously, especially crap like changing a light bulb. As a woman who lives alone, YouTube has been my best friend. I can do most basic maintenance around the house and all sorts of DIY. I even built my own bed from scratch. I don't expect applause from any of this, obviously, but if I can do it from reading WikiHow and watching YouTube videos, then they can too. I'd hate to be so dependent on another person that I couldn't change a light bulb. As for the flirting, Jesus Christ, they can F right off. Posted by user ScarAdvanced9562, titled, Am I the a-hole for asking my sister for money to buy her pads? I'm 17 male and my sister is 2 female 1, probably 21 female I'm guessing. She currently lives with us because of the pandemic. So I wanted to make a trip to Walmart for some snacks since they were running out. Also, it's just a bike ride away, so not that far. I just told my parents that I was going, and my sister asked me if I could buy some pads. I just asked her for the money. She somehow got ticked and gave me $3. I went to the store and couldn't find pads that cost $3. So I just bought my snacks and gave her the $3 back. Then she got super angry with me. She said that she's already on her period and that I could have used my money and asked her for it later. No, I was already doing her a solid. I was going out of my way to help her, and it just turns out that she didn't give me enough money. I shouldn't be expected to sacrifice my stuff for hers. Now she told our parents, and they're expecting me to bike there and back just for some pads. She can do it herself. She's a grown woman. Plus, she never pays me back for crap. She just called me an expletive and drove there. Not so hard now, was it? She just said that I ruined her day for not doing this one small thing while she's already ticked. Edit, she did give me the brand of what the pads were. All of them costed more than $3. I'm just going to go out and say that everyone sucks here in this situation. But this 17-year-old male sucks a bit more because he doesn't understand, I guess, the plight of having another female in your life and doing this 1 or 2 times for them. I'd consider this one just a hard learning curve for his future relationships with women if he is swinging that way. He may bat for the same team, no judgment there, but she's also an a-hole for only giving him $3 and not communicating with him before that, hey, this is all I got right now, this is all I'm giving you, can you please use some of your money and I'll pay you back afterwards? There was a lack of communication there, and then she screamed at him and he's confused because he's got dumb young boy brain. Well, I've been there, I know the struggle. I wouldn't blame him if he genuinely didn't know what he's doing because he's so focused on himself. That is no excuse, that is just the reality of dumb boy brain. Everyone sucks here. I'm going with everyone sucks here. But honestly, I don't trust this post because every female I know would give specific instructions on what type, or else you just end up with some diaper-esque pad. Just get me whatever, said no woman ever. Just whatever is only during emergencies or when you're borrowing supplies from a friend. Otherwise, every single woman has a particular preference of hygiene products, brand, length, absorbency, etc. can vary a lot. Not the a-hole. You're a kid and she's a grown, capable woman. Everyone knows pads cost more than $3, and she consciously only sent you $3. Obviously, she had enough since she ended up going and buying them herself. It would be a different situation if she just asked you to buy them and paid you back later. But she sent you a measly $3 beforehand? That doesn't make any sense. If she wanted you to buy her something, she should have sent enough money, plain and simple. Not the a-hole. It's the principle of the situation. Why would she give him the exact change for the pads? And if she was short on money, which she would know if she was, then she should have told him before he left that she'll pay you back, and then you could have denied her, if you believed she was trying to scam you. This whole situation seems fishy to me. P.S. I know that I'm a dude, so people will use that to say I don't know what I'm saying, but I do have a question. Why don't women buy them in excess? Like, if it were me, I would always have a couple spares nearby. I guess that I'm thinking of them like band-aids, in that I would always just keep at least one box full at home. Most people do keep spares, to answer your question, but sometimes the amount of blood doesn't match the pad that you're using, and you'll need more than just your spare can handle, or a different type. So it's easy to realize you're out of the kind that you need even when you do have spares. Also, that's before you hit the fact that pads cost money and budgets can vary, so some women have to stretch what they have until they have money. Hope that helps. Posted by user throwaway50671009. Titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend to leave after she flushed down my allergy pills? I, 26 male, have a chronic respiratory system disease, asthma. I have an allergic reaction to certain foods, and my doctor advised me to keep away from this type of food due to the effect of worsening my condition. My girlfriend, 23 female, keeps cooking trigger foods that are full of dairy and does not seem to understand how my diet works even when I showed her more than enough times. We had argued about this topic a lot, and last night when I came home for dinner, I found out that she used some of the ingredients that I was allergic to, so I told her that I wasn't going to eat dinner. Well, she blew up, got mad at me, and called me picky and hard to please. She said that I don't appreciate her cooking, and that she was tired of me complaining about her dishes. I didn't want to engage in the argument, but she started yelling at me, telling me to eat because she wasn't going to throw that food away and that a single meal won't hurt. I told her no, and I went to make myself some salad. She tried to mock me and my illness and said that since I didn't want to eat her food for allergies, that I should stop taking my allergy pills. I called her ridiculous, and that's when she lost it and ran to my room, got my allergy tablets, and flushed them down the toilet. I saw what she was doing, but I wasn't able to yell at her to stop, thinking that I didn't want to have an asthma attack. I cussed at her, told her to leave because she was causing me stress, and I ended up going outside to get some fresh air. She got her stuff and left crying. I called my brother and I told him everything. He said it was good that I kicked her out, but I feel bad for her because I understand her frustration, but I can't control it. I had to go get new allergy tablets, and I asked my doctor to give me another copy of my diet, so hopefully I could show it to her, and she might be able to cook without putting restricted ingredients in. She isn't responding and is blaming me for what happened. I admit that it was harsh, but she was being unreasonable. Sorry for grammar, I'm Asian. The unfortunate reality is, if he says that he understands her frustration but can't control it, it means he's been conditioned in this relationship to accept her toxic and abusive. You can call it what it is. It is straight up abuse. This girl is abusing this man. It's honestly insanity, not even borderline. It is insanity that she snapped at him for not eating her food when she knows this is going to cause him really bad health issues, and then gaslighting him saying that he's the problem. And you know what? Now I'm going to flush your meds down the toilet. Genuine insanity. Get away from this woman, not the a-hole. Your girlfriend is abusive. You have an actual food allergy, and not only does she refuse to respect that with the meals she cooks, she then yells at you when you repeatedly try to explain. Good riddance to her. Why the hell do you want her back? She is actively trying to harm you. You were not harsh, you had explained many times that this is not your choice. It's a medical condition. She's either too stupid, too uncaring, or too controlling to listen. That's not a girlfriend. That's an accident waiting to happen. Not the a-hole. Do not chase her. What she's doing is dangerous and is possibly life-threatening. She's thrown away expensive meds, assuming you're in the USA, the land of terrible healthcare, and causing you distress. If you were married, it would be flat-out abuse case divorce. If she was your parent, CPS would be involved. It's no different. and you need to walk the hell away. Bro, she's refusing to understand your dietary needs, then in anger flushed your medication. The only way that you would be an a-hole is if you stay with her, and that would be an a-hole to yourself, not the a-hole. Okay, and I think that's where we're going to end today's episode, guys. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something from these stories. Just want to say a quick shout out to my Patreon subscribers and my channel members. You guys should be on the screen right now. If you do see yourself, I want you to give yourself a little pat on the back for being amazing and supporting me on this channel, this little journey we're going on the YouTubes. I really appreciate it, and you guys enabled me to do all this amazing work. So if you do see yourself, I love your face and I'm happy to see you. Also guys, if you want to pitch in your own support, you don't have to, but channel links are down in the description below to support the Patreon, the channel membership, whatever you want to do. It's kind of like tipping me if you feel like I'm doing a good job on this channel. I will be opening up avenues for content on those in the future. Just right now I'm kind of bogged down and stuck in Ireland, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, with that said, I do hope you have a wonderful day today. Whatever you're up to, I'd love to know down in the comments below. I do hope you have a good day, night, sleep. Whatever you're up to today, tell me, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Bye.